What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this. Beautiful, delicious, juicy, cheesy, oniony, amazing, in and out, double animal style burger. Coming up. This is some beef. Ooh, pat it dry. And what I got here is a beautiful USDA prime chuck roast. Picked this up at the grocery store, nothing too fancy, but we've got some nice intramuscular fat and a decent amount of fat on the exterior. But as always, we're making burgers. I like to grind my own beef. You get a lot better texture that way, and you know the quality of the meat you're using. But you've seen me make plenty of burgers in the past before, and you can pretty much use whatever cut you like. Brisket burgers are great. I've got a video where I make a brisket, beef rib, and chuck blend. It's really up to you, but the chuck roast is the easiest thing to pick up, send through the meat grinder, maybe add a little extra fat if you've got it. And chuck is just like the classic burger meat. So like always, first thing I'm going to do is get this cubed up into some little chunks. That way it'll fit through the meat grinder a little bit easier, and it'll get really cold nice and quick. And that's important if you're grinding meat to have it nice and cold, because otherwise that fat can smear, it can clog up the grinder, just make the whole process take longer, and you might end up with a burger that's overworked and kind of dense and chewy. And the strength of your meat grinder really determines how small you want to make these chunks. I've got one down at the Chud shop that I think is a 1 horsepower, maybe 1.5, I don't know. And if I was using that, I would just leave it in strips like this. That thing chews through anything. But because I'm using the 1/2 horsepower grinder today, it's a little bit smaller, so chunks like this works really well. But if you're using a stand mixer, you might want to go even smaller than this. And just like that, all cubed up. So now into the freezer this goes for probably about 30-45 minutes to get nice and cold. And while we wait, let's go ahead and get some burger buns started. Start them going into the stand mixer with some milk, our yeast, our sugar, and our eggs. And give that a quick little mix. Next up, going in with our flour. This is just all-purpose. Bread flour would work as well. Some dough conditioner to make things nice and fluffy and speed up that proof a little bit. Some salt. And now we're going to knead this for about 3 to 4 minutes till a dough is formed. And once your dough comes together, now we're going to go in with our softened butter. Boop. And now we're going to knead this on medium speed for about 10 minutes, which is a pretty long time. And just like that, a beautiful supple dough ball. Boop. And now we're just gonna roll this into a nice taut ball. And now into a grease bowl this goes to rise for about an hour. This video is brought to you by Helix Sleep. And if you're unfamiliar with Helix, they make premium quality mattresses customized to fit your needs, shipped right to your door. And I gotta tell you, folks, I've had my Helix mattress for about 3 years at this point, and I can honestly tell you it is the best mattress I have ever had. It's holding up perfectly, it's just as comfortable as the day I got it, and I highly recommend it. And Helix knows that everybody's different, so they created the sleep quiz that matches your unique body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Simply go to their website, take their quiz, fill out your basic information, height, weight, sleeping preferences, all that, and they'll match you with the perfect mattress. I took the quiz with Brooke, and because I'm a back sleeper and she's a side sleeper, we were matched up with a Helix Sleep Dusk Luxe mattress. And we also opted to get the Glacio Cooling Text cover, which makes sure I don't overheat on these hot Texas summer nights. And though I'm getting the best sleep of my life on this mattress, probably my favorite part is how convenient it is. And that's because it ships right to your door in a very reasonable sized box. Simply take it out of the box, pop the vac seal on it, watch it inflate to full size, and it makes loading a king size mattress to an upstairs apartment bedroom a lot easier than any traditional method of strapping it to the roof of your car. And unlike a lot of other mattresses, Helix contains no fiberglass, which can be harmful to your health. I also have 2 Helix mattresses down at the Chud shop in the upstairs apartments, and over the past few months I've had a couple buddies staying there, and both of them have told me how much they love that mattress, and they were kind of bummed to leave. And if you're nervous about buying a mattress you haven't tried before, Helix offers a 100-night free sleep trial. That's over 3 months to make sure you love the mattress. Plus it comes with a 10-year warranty, and finance options are available. I love my Helix mattress, and I know you will too, so if you're looking for a new bed, go to helixsleep.com, or using my link you can get 20% off your mattress. Plus 2 free pillows. Again, there's a link in the description taking you to helixsleep.com, or using my link you can get 20% off your order plus 2 free pillows. Thank you, Helix Sleep. Next up, let's go ahead and make some brine for our pickles. Starting with some white vinegar, some water, some sugar, and some kosher salt. And while that brine comes up to a boil, let's go ahead and get everything else ready. Started by going into these jars with some garlic, a bay leaf, a little red chili flake, some dill, and some mustard seeds. And then we'll go in with all of our freshly chopped cucumbers. And now that our brine is up to a boil, in we go. Wow, I thought I'd spill more than that. Oh, there it is. Good. Oh, yeah. Lid goes on. Now we're just gonna let these cool down for a little bit, pop them in the fridge, and once they're nicely chilled, our pickles will be ready. Next up, it's time to make that In-N-Out burger sauce, and from what I can tell by my research, it's a pretty standard burger sauce. So, into this little pint container, we're gonna go in with 1 cup of mayonnaise. Oh yeah, get it all in there. Some ketchup, some white distilled vinegar, some sugar, some sweet relish, a pinch of salt, and some freshly cracked black pepper. And just get that all nice and mixed up. And there we go, looks pretty good. And of course you can taste and adjust this if you wanted to throw some garlic powder, shot of mustard in there. You can do whatever you want, but it's pretty good. And now that our meat is nice and cold, through the grinder we go. Got the fine die on there, and we're gonna just send it through one time. Beautiful. And as you can see, we got a beautiful grind on that, nice and clean, nice and pebbly. Nothing is too overworked or anything like that. I'm gonna go through and mix it up just a little bit to make sure that fat is all evenly distributed. But yeah, looks like we got a good fat content in there. Very happy about that. If you had some brisket scrap on hand and you wanted to do this, you could easily weigh it out to get a perfect 80-20, but I tend to eyeball it and it usually comes out great. Next up, I'm gonna grab some of this meat and portion it out into some 1/4 pound dough balls. And I'm pretty sure In-N-Out, they're a lot smaller than 4 ounces. I think they're 2-ounce burger patties, but you know, they're in the money saving business, and I'm in that making a really good burger business, so we're gonna make these a little bit bigger. And now we've got Meatball Mountain! And you could use these just as is, smash burger style. You know, throw them on the flat top, press them down with a spatula or something. But to be honest with you, I really like the way they cook with a burger press, so I'm gonna go ahead and press these all out. I just like the uniformity. It makes them fit on the bun better too. This is just a super cheap burger press. You can pick it up online, and it's real quick and easy. Look at that, perfect patty. Let's repeat. And just like that, all wrapped up. Love doing this. That's why I made so many, because you can easily vac seal these with the paper on them. Pop them in the freezer, and they thaw real quick whenever you want a burger. And now that our dough has doubled in size, out it comes. Boop. Beautiful looking dough, nice and puffed up. Now we're gonna punch all the air out, and we're gonna get this weighed out into 95-gram little dough balls. Certainly getting a lot of use out of this scale today. Beautiful. And once all portioned out, we're gonna take all the seams, fold them to the bottom, get a nice smooth top, and give it the old table roll to make sure everything is nice and tight and nice and round. Looking good. And once all balled up, I'm gonna throw some greased plastic wrap on top of these and let these rise for another probably 45 minutes. And one final thing we have to get ready before we make these animal style burgers is, of course, our caramelized onions. And to do that, into a pan here, I'm gonna go in with a squeeze of some oil and all these diced up onions. Hit these with a nice big fat pinch of kosher salt, and we're gonna cook these for a very long time. And if you've never made caramelized onions before, it can be a bit tedious of a process. That's just because it takes a really long time, but we're gonna cook these down. They're slowly gonna brown and caramelize. We're gonna keep stirring them, making sure nothing is sticking or burning, and eventually all the sweetness will come out and they'll darken up in flavor. You could expedite this process by throwing in a pinch of sugar, but really we're just trying to concentrate the natural sweetness in onions. And if things do start burning in the corners, you can always throw a splash of water in there and kind of deglaze that and keep going until these are nice and brown. So here we are after about 10 minutes. I apologize for the lighting. The sun is on its way down, but this is looking pretty good. You could stop here, but you can see stuff starting to build up on the pan. So what I'm gonna do is go in with a splash of water and just get all that up. That's really gonna help improve the color, slow the cook down a little bit to make sure that nothing burns. And I'm gonna keep going for probably another 5-10 minutes until these are a little bit darker. And just like that, after about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, these are looking pretty dark, smelling really good, and clean bottom pan, so I know nothing burned. So I'm gonna pull these off, and we're gonna check back in on those buns. Also, just notice that 1 full quart of raw onions cooked down to 1 cup of sauteed onions, so plan accordingly. Now that our buns have proofed for the second time, looking nice and puffy, I'm gonna hit these with an egg wash. This is simply an egg beaten up with some water. Pretty standard stuff here, folks. And I'm gonna paint these all over. Help with that color, give them a nice sheen. Beautiful. Now into a 350-degree oven these go. If you wanted to throw some sesame seeds on top or some everything bagel spice or whatever you like, now would be the time. But I'm gonna go with just some classic buns today. So we'll see you in about probably 25 minutes. And just like that, fresh out of the oven, I hit these with some melted butter to give them a little extra flavor and a little extra softness and shine, and yeah, these are looking real good. So I'm gonna let these cool down, and then it'll finally be time to make some burgers. Once nicely cooled, these buns are just beautiful, guys. If you haven't made these yet, I highly recommend it. They are so squishy, so soft, and just so beautiful. But first, we're gonna get this bad Larry toasted off. I mean, just look at that. Come on. And because I still have some melted butter from brushing these down, might as well paint a little on to get them extra buttery and toasty, am I right? And on the old chud press they go. And just like that, beautiful. Set that aside for a minute. Also need to get my tomatoes sliced up, if you're a tomato user, that is. And generally speaking, I'm not a big tomato on burgers kind of guy, unless it's in the middle of summer or something, but that's why I made these super thin. Add a little moisture, but not go too overboard. But I am gonna hit these with some salt, because you gotta season every layer, folks. And now that I got everything ready, our toasted bun, we've got our lettuce, our tomato, our patties, American cheese, freshly made pickles, caramelized onions, and our burger sauce. I think it's time to fire up this chud press one more time and knock out a couple of burgers. And now that the chud press is screaming hot, I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of sprayable beef fat, just for good measure. And on we go with these beautiful patties. And give them a smash. Woohoo! Smelling good already. Hit these with a little bit of S and a little bit of P. And let these cook for about a minute. And because we are in fact going animal style today, we're gonna hit the backside of these with some yellow mustard. Woo, these are gonna be good. And once a beautiful crust is formed on the underside, we're gonna go ahead and flip these over. Mustard splatter all over the camera. Nice. Love that crust though. That's what we're after, folks. And now we go on with our American cheese on both of the patties. Take a big dollop of our caramelized onions. We're gonna go on one of these. I mean, how could this not be good? And then after just a couple minutes on this side, we're gonna take with this patty on the left here and put it right on top. Oh, beautiful. And now we assemble, starting with a beautifully toasted bun. We're gonna go down with some of our lovely In-N-Out style burger sauce. Nice healthy amount, beautiful. Some of our lovely house-made pickles, a nice thin slice of tomato, a piece of lettuce, our beautiful mustard fried double patty smash burger. I'm gonna put a little extra sauce on this top bun just to be safe. Oh yeah, gotta get some of those chunks on there. And then we crown it all. Boop, boop, boop. And there it is, folks. My take on the In-N-Out double animal style. And there it is, folks. A big, juicy, cheesy, magnificent, scratch-made, delicious-looking cheeseburger. Let's dive in. Gotta say, folks, I've been wanting to make this one for a while. I mean, just look at that. That is a juicy, beefy-looking burger right there. I mean, come on. And I've done the mustard trick on burgers before, but it has been a long time, and this one clearly looks pretty juicy, so let's find out how this came out. Wow. Yep, that's it. God, that's good. I mean, it's a juicy cheeseburger on freshly made buns. I mean, no matter what you put on this thing, it's gonna be delicious, but that is a really good bite right there. Those caramelized onions add a bit of sweetness, but nothing too overpowering. I know you don't typically want sweetness on a burger, but that oniony sweetness just kind of sneaking out the sides there. And I gotta tell you, the lettuce and tomato actually are a pretty nice addition because, believe it or not, this is on the rich side. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Why is a scratch-made burger just so much better? Pickle fell out. It's a good pickle, nice and fresh. On second thought, I can see why they make their tiny little 2-ounce patties, because this is a half-pound burger at this point, and it's a lot. Still really good. It's funny, when I was making the sauce, I was a little worried there wasn't any mustard in there, because I always like mustard on my burgers, but I wasn't thinking ahead to the fact that I'm gonna put it all over the patties and then sear it in, and it's a nice touch. But the way it cooks on just adds a unique flavor. A little more Maillard, a little more crust in that certain, what is that? Very good, though. Kind of messy though. Now Brooke's been in there snacking on these buns for the last like 10 minutes. And I think she's already eaten 2 of them, but I should probably see if she wants one. But I can tell you already, she's not gonna want a double. So I'm gonna make a single patty version of these for her. Oh, such a beautiful crust. Gotta eat your vegetables, kids, and then ruin it with deliciousness. Boop. Beautiful. Brooke, would you like to try an animal style, In-N-Out style burger?
Yes.
I made it half the size of mine, even though it looks absolutely gigantic.
Yeah, they look the same. Okay, oh my god. Holy cow.
Ow.
I'm gonna regret this in the best way.
It's a little bit juicy.
She's slipping and sliding.
So I usually don't put tomatoes on burgers, but
I don't think it's just the tomato.
it's the tomato. Shouldn't possibly be anything else.
Okay, that's really good. I thought animal style. Oh, you know what? I'm getting it confused with tortillas when you get it trashy.
Yeah, that's just queso on
Yeah.
a taco. This is mustard and caramelized onions and
That's
pickles.
what animal style means.
I don't think they put pickles on their regular burger. I could be wrong.
I like it.
And the caramelized onions are really nice, although they do kind of slip and slide around a little bit.
Really good though. Wear your bib.
Yeah, that sauce came out a little thinner than I was expecting, but we could tweak that for next time.
I mean,
Still good.
if the flavor's there, then that's what I really care about, you know?
How many buns did you eat in there? And you're gonna just house that burger? I'm proud of you. That's impressive.
The buns are amazing just by themselves. Oh, I lost half my patty.
Sloppy Joe was last week. Now, you've had all the burgers on the channel, right? You had the Juicy Lucy, the standard Chud burger. Oh, what was the last one I did? The Big Mac? Where does this rank in the world of all the burgers that I've made?
This one's really good. It's really messy.
Yeah, it's falling apart.
So just know that when you go into it, but worth the mess. Wear something you're not scared of getting a little dirty.
Proud of. All right, well, we're gonna polish these burgers off and then probably take a nap. This burger is good, but I am full. I'm impressed. I really didn't expect you to eat that whole thing.
I might regret it. Here we go.
That's how the fans know if something's actually good, if you eat a lot of it. PP, you're gonna have to help me finish this burger off, bud. And with this bite of onion-free animal-style burger, I think it's time for the official taste test. All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make an absolutely fantastic, juicy, scratch-made, in-and-out, double animal style at home. I highly recommend giving this one a try. It's a pretty cool technique, and it doesn't require anything that you probably don't already have, except for the caramelized onions, but those are pretty fun to make anyway. And I'll definitely be making this again. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos, and until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.